Hi Bestie. In today's video, I'm going to show you some new saver challenges that I created, and then we're going to close out my second paycheck of October, and then work on my third paycheck budget for October. So if that interests you, let's go ahead and get started. Hi Bestie, welcome to my channel. My name is Miss Frugal, also known as Karen. If you're new to my page, welcome. So glad that you're here, and hopefully you find something on my page that will interest you. And if you've been here before, welcome back, Bestie. So guys, I created a 2026 bundle. And within that bundle will include the binder. It will include this scratcher because I do have a monthly scratch off here. And it's in this dice. So this bundle is just to supplement whatever your financial goals are for 2026. And this is a 2026 savings challenge bundle that will be frugally priced. But if you want to buy the things individual, you can do that too. So this is the monthly challenge here where you set your own personal goal for it each month. And I will try to include a screenshot so you can see the details. So the circle within that challenge there, the number is 2026. Alright, so the next challenge is a monthly quarterly challenge here, in each number of 2026 is the quarter for each. So you have 3 months within each to save $25. So that challenge will save you $300. Then I included a monthly investment challenge. You select how much you want to save to go towards your investments. Here, and it's low income friendly. I let you set your own personal goal. So with the monthly scratch offs, it's a set amount each month, but for the 12 months of the year altogether with the monthly scratch off, you would save $200. So I made the monthly scratch off just as a supplement to help you achieve your goals for 2026. And it is low income friendly, and all of the challenges are laminated. And for the first time, I did try matte laminated, and I like the way it turned out. Okay, so you will receive 5 extra blank cash envelopes to use, and then I included 2 mini saving challenges, and you will receive you receive the dice challenge here, and then you will receive this mini savings challenge, and it has 50 circles, and the circles are with the number 2026. And you will receive 2 sheets that include the 4 mini cash envelopes with it. So if you don't want to have both of them on one, you definitely can place it in this cash envelope here. Totally up to you. And of course, you will receive some other items with this bundle here. And I was thinking maybe I will just have the challenges individually available as well. And I'm thinking about adding this to the Etsy shop. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get into my paycheck budget. We're going to close out my second October budget. So far, we're almost halfway through the month of October. How are you doing with your budget and your finances? Hopefully all is well. Alright, so I did end up printing off my spreadsheet as well. So we're going to walk through my spreadsheet, and if I have to make any updates to my second paycheck budget, I'll do that. Okay, we're going to start off with my income. My website, $21.69. Etsy, $101.07. Got $50 from my brother. That came up to $172.76. Okay, and so with my spreadsheet, I need to add in my carry forward amount so that it can reconcile to my budget planner. So let me go ahead and add that amount to that. And that's that $3.37 here. So let me get my pen, and we're going to make sure that it actually reconciles what I have in my spreadsheet. And we're going to add that $172.76 plus the $3.37 to make sure that it does come up to the $176.13 that I have in my planner. I can't believe this week will be the halfway mark through the month of October. Alright, so it does come up to the $176.13, so it does reconcile to my planner. Alright, so now let's get to my bills. No changes there. And my total for my bill is $45.79 here. That is what I have for my fixed variables. And for my expenses, the co-fi is the $15. So with both of those together, that reconciles. So now let's get to my savings. And my savings, alright, so I say $14 for bingo, $15 Christmas, $10 with fave, $25 with fave, mini pink dismount, 16 and awareness challenge, $20. So all together I was able to save $100 with this paycheck, and it does reconcile to my paycheck budget with my cash breakdown amounts. Okay, so, and I should have a remaining balance, so I will have to update my totals, and then I need to update my savings category here. But I cannot believe that this month is just flying by. Alright, so with my faith-based saving challenge, I was able to save $35. Bingo, I saved 14. I budgeted for 15, but saved 14. Christmas, I saved $15. And jot that down. And then for my mini savings challenge, I was able to save 16. I budgeted for 15, but saved $16 here. Okay. And make sure. Alright. And then for my awareness challenge, I was able to save $20. Alright, so I updated that. Now let's go to my final totals for this paycheck. And I need to update my savings total, because I had $115.34. I need to change that to $100. Let me get another color to jot that down. And I stay within my budget for this paycheck budget. And let's get my remaining balance that I would carry forward. Alright, so that leaves me with $15.34 that I would carry forward to paycheck budget number 3. Yeah, I try not to purchase anything during this paycheck budget because I do have additional expenses that I didn't budget for. Because I think most likely for October, if I don't have enough sales, that I will be over budget for this month. Alright, so let me update my monthly. I need to update how much I saved for this week, and that's $100. So far this month, I was able to save $150. Okay, and I think that's all that I need to update on my monthly. Alright, so that is it for Paycheck 2. Alright, so the 1534, and let's go ahead and start my new paycheck budget. Alright, and I'm sorry, I should have already wrote most of all this stuff down, but I didn't even think about it. Alright, so first I'm going to jot down my carry forward amount. That's the first thing for my income. Let me make sure. That's $15.34. And I've been on track with applying for several opportunities. Alright, so hopefully something comes through with that. I've been applying for full-time and part-time. Alright, so for my website, $11.70. That's from Shoe Charm Sales. But let me get my spreadsheet so you can see the spreadsheet, so you can see where I'm getting my amounts from. Alright, so let me fold the top, because the top of my spreadsheet is the summary of all the totals per category. Alright, so here we go. What you see in the last column here, where I have all of my different incomes. So website, $11.70. And then Etsy, $87.81. That's from the HBCU Shoe Charm Sales, and annuity payment, $50. Alright, so let's go ahead and write those down. And I forgot to write down annuity. Alright, so that's $11.70 for the website. Etsy, $87.81. Annuity is $50. Alright, and so the total together here, hold up. I didn't remember on the spreadsheet, I gotta add the carry for the amount of $15.34. Let me write this down here. And we're gonna total all my income sources together to see how much I will have to work with for this paycheck budget. Alright, so it's $164.85. And I want to use like the carry forward amount that would go towards some debt as well. Alright, so I'm very grateful for adding the HBCU charms to my Etsy shop. That has tremendously helped me. Okay, so now let's get to my bills for this paycheck budget. Shopify is $39 and Canva $12. Okay, and QuickBooks is $35. So, and that comes up to be $86. So hopefully, I do have an upcoming interview, so hopefully that goes well. We shall see. So please pray for me that that works out. And hopefully I am mentally ready for that, because I haven't done a lot of interviews in a while. So I did have an interview a few weeks ago, but I didn't get that opportunity, so we shall see. Alright, so now let's go ahead and I jotted down my fixed expenses. Now, I didn't purchase anything because I knew I had a couple of bills that I didn't budget for. Alright, so now that I've jotted down that, we're gonna get to my savings. And so for my savings, for my faith challenge, I do have to do the 11th week of the 52-week challenge, which will be $11. But I had money left over in my cash wallet, so I applied $20 for my faith. And let me go ahead and make a negative balance to show that it's not coming from my income, but from my cash wallet for that $20. Okay, so let me go ahead and jot down my totals for my income. And then for my expenses is $86. Okay. And let's subtract that to see how much I will have left over from that I can apply towards my savings. Alright, so that's $78.85. And you know what? That would not be going to savings. I want to go ahead and add my credit card debt to this. It's actually due next week, but I'm going to go ahead and apply it to this paycheck budget. So let's go to my debt repayment here. Yeah, because it's due on the 21st. But I'm going to pay it this week, and I'm going to pay $50 towards that. And let me update the date because it's due on the 21st, and I'm going to pay it on October the 15th. So let me black out the date that I wrote in here for my first payment. And this is not on my spreadsheet, so I will have to update my spreadsheet with the debt repayment. Okay. Now I need to update my paycheck budget with the debt repayment section. So let's go ahead and add the $50 here. Let me get another pen. My pack of white pens are in the other room, so hopefully one's in here. Alright, so that's the $50 work. And so let me add the $50 here for my totals. And when I deduct that $50, I get my savings of what I'm able to save for this paycheck budget. Let's do these totals again and see what my remaining balance would be to have a zero-based budget. Alright, so I'm able to save $28.85 for this paycheck. And let me see if I have another bill. No, that extra water bill. Okay, so that's due later on this month. I was thinking, should I apply it to this balance? So I'll just keep that as the savings here. Because I do have my Amazon. I do have an Amazon payment coming towards the end of the month. Alright, so now let's go ahead and do my cash envelope breakdown. Alright, and so I'm gonna jot down in the beginning, I'm gonna write down the $20 that I pulled from my cash wallet. You will see that part if you watch my Faith and Finance cash stuffing video. That's when I went to my cash wallet. I want to jot down the $20 for that, but then also I need to notate, like I did on the savings section, that it came from my cash wallet. So if you're interested in the Faith and Finance, check out that video and I will try to have it linked Alright, so now let's go ahead and get to the $28. So, what challenges I want to do this week? The challenges that I really, 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 really enjoy. Let's go ahead and do Freebie Friday. And so for Freebie Friday, let's go ahead and do $10. I'm gonna do 10 ones for that. And I have $18 left. And let's see, which challenge should I do? I'm gonna do my awareness challenge. And since I have $18 left, I'm just gonna do $18 for this one. Alright, so for this, I do want a $5 bill. So I think I want to do one $5 bill. So that's $5. Let's go ahead and do 5 ones. And so next, let's go ahead and do 4 $2 bills. Alright, so let me add my totals here. Oops. And that is $28 for savings. And let me get my marker because I should have wrote $15 for the ones. And then 4 $2 bills and one $5 bill. So that's it for my paycheck budget. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment, and if you're not subscribed, hopefully you decide to subscribe to my channel. And I'm just so glad that you was here with me as I walk through my paycheck budget. Bye, bestie!